Hi guys, Bob Collins for Diver Supply. I'm going to be talking to you today about instructor crossovers. So let's talk a little bit about why somebody would do a crossover. Maybe your shop has closed where you are. And of course, if you're like me, and I'm an instructor trainer and I do still teach, if you're like me, there's somebody, if not just you, but somebody, like my wife watches my checkbook, and if she sees money constantly going out but no money coming in, then the red flag tends to go up. A lot of us think that the agency that we joined in the beginning is the best thing since sliced white bread. So as far as your agency goes, today, the WRSTC outlines a lot of the basic parameters that go into scuba training. And I'm going to put a link down below to the RSTC, so if there's any of you that haven't heard of it or you want to see the actual standards, you could go there and look also. I'm an SDI instructor trainer, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit from the SDI standpoint. I've been, like I said, a number of other agency instructors, from the big guys to some that are not so big. If you're carrying around a card that's recognized by the RSTC, then, and of course the way things are in the world right now where people can just jump on the internet or you show them your card in your phone and it's recognized on, I don't think you're going to run into a real problem per se with that sort of thing. Somebody might tell you you will, but the reality is likely not. But in reality, most of the time, you're not going to experience any problems when you have a scuba instruction certification by a recognized agency. All right, with all that said, let's talk about why you would do a crossover. And I tell people a lot of times, if you're used to drinking the red Kool-Aid, but you've never tasted the blue Kool-Aid, you don't know the difference. And maybe you can get the blue Kool-Aid in a more economical size, or maybe you can get 3 servings for one. And once you try it, all of a sudden you see how much better a value it is. Being able to do online training and it not cost you more than, per se, book training, that's big. That's big. And your customers being able to do their online academics at no more expense than what book academics would cost, that's big for you. Because again, if they're doing book, you know, once you get done with the book, you got to do those, let's call them knowledge reviews and the quizzes for each of those chapters, and then you take the test and then you review it. Of course, online academics doesn't completely replace the interaction between a student and an instructor, of course. And of course, even doing online academics, you can always supplement those online academics when somebody does all of their reviews, all of their testing, and then when you meet them to do your pool session, you're actually just reviewing the issues that they may have during their course. You know, it's one of these things where if there's a better value, and value comes in time, and if you're doing SDI online academics and review, then you've got maybe an hour, hour and a half invested. If you're doing some of the others, you may have as much as 3.5 or 4 hours worth of review, and you have to think about what that costs you. And then again, if the online academics cost you virtually the same as the book, and you're saving that amount of time and the convenience is there, it makes a lot of sense. So let's talk briefly about what it takes to do a crossover. Now, if you're an active instructor and you have a good standing with your agency and you print that out and you print out your student count, your specialties, and just print out your C cards. You can print out your information from the website, and of course your active insurance. And of course, if you've got that, all you have to do is call us, and we can actually do your crossover, add-on crossover, over the phone. And I've just worked with a couple of guys out in Utah, a guy in Ohio, some people out in California. So, you know, I'm very familiar with helping people in different parts of the United States, especially in these difficult times. We can do this for you. Now, give us a call, shoot us an email. I'll put the link down below, and I will get you the online academics. Now, it doesn't mean you have to redo an IDC, because you're not going to have to redo an IDC. But you're going to do the online academics for SDI. That's going to get you familiar with the system, with the agency, some of the terminology, things along those lines. And then I'm going to spend some time with you, 2 to 3 hours on the phone, walking through the crossover materials, the website walkthrough, things along those lines. Now, when you do your crossover, the crossover includes your instructor materials, and it includes your dues for that year, and you're ready to rock and roll. And then, of course, what SDI does is you set yourself up as your own training facility, and you're the instructor, or you and another guy, maybe you have a buddy that's instructor, you guys set up your own facility, and then as you acquire students or dive masters or whatever, those folks are all attached or routed through your training facility. Now, you don't have to have a store. It's very convenient how this works. But if you'll give me a call, I'll walk you through it. So again, I'm Bob Collins for Diver Supply. If you're new here, please reach down and hit that subscribe button. Love to hear your comments. Give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, whichever. And as we always say here, dive safe.